Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Jim Waldron with Movement Towards Improvement here in the wonderful Valley of the Sun in Phoenix, Arizona. We are here at the Raven Golf Resort and we've got a cart loaded up with tons of crap.
Take us through what we got, Jim.
But it's good crap here. We've got some Filibertos first part to start. We gotta refuel for all this action we're about to film here. And we've got tripods, we've got bags, we've got golf clubs, we've got iPads, we've got everything you need, folks. So we're coming at you live, well, not live, but we're coming at you from Phoenix, Arizona. Movement towards improvement. Hold on to your butts, here we go. Kill you, ball. See you later, 6-iron. Oh, bye.
Hey, excuse me, sir. You're hitting balls to the other side of the range. We're gonna need you to kind of calm that down.
Oh my gosh, Gabe Ryder.
What's up, buddy?
Movement towards improvement. I haven't seen you in a dog's age, dude. What are you doing out here?
Well, you know, I just thought I'd come, play some golf and maybe make some videos.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I didn't know what all these cameras were set up here, so I figured I'd come in here and schwack some 6-irons as hard as I could.
I saw that. I'm like, who the hell is hitting in front of my camera? I didn't even know you worked here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been with Tour Striker since December of 2011 with Martin Chuck and Tour Striker. So been teaching full time, doing golf schools, and also competing in long drive events, but
a little bit of the same, a little bit different.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like it. Yeah, so you guys, Gabriel right here, representing the Movement Towards Improvement over here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona at the Raven Golf Club next to Jimbo. Just hitting some super deep rockets. Wow, that's nice. I just want to say thanks to the Tour Striker Academy, Martin Chuck and Jim Waldron for having me over here making some videos. Absolutely gorgeous. Nothing better than beautiful Arizona grass and Arizona weather. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's actually been a little warmer than normal. This whole winter we've had maybe
Jim, we don't want to talk
4
about
frost
the weather
delays
here, okay? No, it's perfect out today. What, it's high 70s?
Yeah, it's perfect. It might be a little warmer than that, but it's pretty nice.
So, you guys, this video we're just gonna kind of run through, see what Jim's working on in his swing. Jim's surrounded by a lot of good players, a lot of good coaches, and Jim, run us through what you're working on.
All right. Well, the main thing that I'm working on is with my arms and a little bit my grip and my setup in my backswing, making sure that where I get into trouble is that this arm gets too much in this way. I get the club coming in too much, from the inside. This left wrist gets kind of cupped, and then I tend to hit some big push cuts. So I'm basically feeling like this left elbow is pointing out. So then as I'm coming down, the rate of closure won't be as high. So the rate of closure is, if I took my elbow and turned it out as much as I could, and I tried to rotate the club, it wouldn't be near as much as if I were to put my elbow most in, and then I could really rotate over this way, okay? So that's basically what the rate of closure is in a really simple sense, and it's somewhat at my speed. If I have lots of rate of closure, my dispersion is going to be a lot bigger, especially that's even assuming I hit the sweet spot.
Well, that's what most people don't seem to understand is, or maybe don't know about, is the guys that hit it the farthest actually have the lowest closure rate, because when they're carrying the ball 300 plus yards, I mean, if you're 1 degree off, that's going 40 yards. So most people don't understand is Dustin Johnson, Gary Woodland, JB Holmes, these guys are hitting it the farthest. They actually have some of the better release patterns on tour. Because if you have someone swinging, what, 20 miles per hour slower than you, Jim, they can be off with the face angle, off with angle of attack, but their ball just can't travel as far offline.
Yeah, absolutely. You see a lot of junior players, someone who can't swing it as fast. They quote unquote hit it straight there in the fairway, but they don't really hit it far enough to hit it way offline. So, yeah, and that's a good point too. So there's a lot that goes into that with the speed and the rate of closure. But in a really simple sense, I'm really focusing on, this elbow feeling like it's pointing out instead of getting it too much that way. And then I get this sort of laid off look here. So I'm feeling like as I'm coming down, left shoulder is pointing out. It's almost like I'm kind of backhanding the ball this way, and I'm continuing to rotate, feeling like my shoulders are open to square up the face compared to keeping my shoulders shut, cupped wrist, and an arm that's up like that to where I would hit really big push cut, especially with my driver. Hit really, really far right or hook a ball so bad that, it barely gets off the ground. I call them waist high hooks. So they're like a really bad hook way to the left.
How about this, Jim, for fun? Swing 50% at one ball for me and do like a very exaggerative of your worst swing where you're really kind of pointing everything out to the right, getting a little more stuck. Just for fun, really something exaggerative. Okay, now let's see if we can see something different. Do another 50% swing.
Yeah, I was too far back. I got to push a little more forward.
And feel like you're really rotating now, clearing to the left.
It's hard for me to go 50%.
I know. Jim's 50 is my 100.
So that would be the most exaggerated version of that pattern where it's the biggest push. I felt the most cupped wrist here. Elbow feeling most in this way instead of out that way. So then
one other thing, Jim, set up for a sec. I'm going to kind of show people something here. Is, one of the things Kelvin shared with me in Hawaii, because me and Kelvin both teach a lot of high handicappers. And what happens is when somebody sets up with this left arm with this elbow pointing towards their hip and this right arm a little bit more on top, what this does is it gives them a lot of range of motion to fan this club open and bring it inside, okay? And you look at most tour players, one of the things that can help Jim with too, not that he needs the help, is when you have this elbow pointing more towards the target, now this elbow more towards in your hip, you're actually able to kind of bring the club more out in front with a little bit more shut face is what most majority of tour players do. So you guys definitely give that a try with the left elbow pointing more towards the target address and then square it up on the way down and then be able to rotate like Jim's saying and keep that closure rate low with the body. Pretty simple, huh, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, to explain it that way is pretty simple, and I think that's the really important part, especially when you teach higher handicaps or whatever the case may be, something that's really simple so they can actually understand it. Give them, visually kind of like what we're doing here on, what we're trying to explain. So overall, anytime you got a rate of closure problem, the ball starts too far to the right or too far to the left, even if your path is fairly consistent. The path is, wherever this, big hunk of steel is traveling and where the face is kind of pointing, that's all the ball cares about. So when this big hunk of steel is always inconsistently rotating or whatever it is, you're going to, run into a lot of problems.
All right, Jim, let's see you hit a couple more.
That one was really good.
You got to move over sideways to see the pin. It's a great shot.
Yeah, I found out, and I'm not curving it as much doing this because, face and path are a lot more matched up. I feel like I'm hitting more. They're draws, but they're little draws, like they're tight ones. We don't want to squeeze that too tight, because if we start getting really tight with this elbow in here, it might cause some discomfort. So doing this always feeling relaxed as well. We don't want to tense up with the arms. That was mashed.
Nice. How long have you been working on this stuff for, Jim?
I haven't really been playing much lately. I've been doing a lot of coaching and teaching, and I've been kind of off and on whenever I'm practicing. Sometimes I'm practicing more than other days, but Andy, we'll probably shoot some videos with Andy Pat, now my roommate. We've always kind of discussed this type of stuff, and excuse me, for me to go out and actually work on this type of stuff, you know, when I actually work on it, it gets really good. So I'd say the past year or so, I've always been kind of thinking about it. But just, we were at Topgolf the other day, and Andy was like just really starting to feel that. And I think with these through pieces kind of with the shoulders, I think that's going to help out with my rate of closure, so I can hit it a little bit straighter. I'm always going to kind of hit it crooked at my speed, but always kind of hitting something that's on planet Earth.
Jim, you're just like a regular person. You got a job. You're not able to play and practice as much as these professional golfers out here. How many months were you able to work on it where you started actually to see some improvement? You know, third, fourth, fifth month, you're like, wow, I'm actually working on this stuff, and I'm actually seeing, you know, a difference in my ball flight that's exciting. You know, how long did that take?
You know, that's a great question. I feel like, and I'm not really lying when I say this, I can feel a difference after about 3 balls. You know, you get amateurs that they have a hard time, you know, feeling what they're doing. I call it having educated hands. I could hit like cross-handed, I could do double overlap, interlock. You know, I can always kind of do that sort of stuff. So I can see changes quite quickly with my ball flight when I'm working on it. But actually, and it's hard to do though when I'm not playing a whole lot. So when I'm out on the course, I might not see it as fast, but when I'm actually sitting there kind of working on it, hitting balls, going, man, this feels good, and the ball flight changes, I always go off of how much my ball's curving and kind of the trajectory, because this is going to bring my trajectory down, because as I get this sort of look coming in, they go really high push cuts. So this helps me flight the ball at a little better trajectory. And, you know, to answer your question, I can feel it within a first range session, a couple balls, because I, you know, have the ability to, you know, to focus on it and work on it. So, you know, as I'm doing this, I'm really noticing my ball flight.
Jesus, you actually.
Ball flight is to me, it's still pretty high, but it's flatter would be a better word to describe that, compared to, I call them moon balls.
Yeah, I mean, those last 3 shots here were perfect.
More rotary on the way through.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, a little spinny, but I just like how much these are not curving.
So thanks for watching, you guys. Like I said, please subscribe. Hit me up on Facebook, Gabriel M. Ryder. Jimbo Logic Facebook.
Jimbo Logic. I've been kind of slacking on the page lately, but
hey, you know, now we're back
there.
out here. We'll get it back amped back up. Instagram, PG Tour Driven. Links all down below. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'm out of here. Bunny ears. Okay, you guys. So I figure if Jim's gonna share with you what he's working on in his swing, I'll kind of keep sharing with you on what I'm doing with my swing and just kind of shoot the bull with you guys. Let me hit a shot here. I haven't hit many. Let's give this a rip.